All right, ladies and gentlemen, in order to be successful for today's instruction, every single one of you need to have out your notebook ready to go. We are moving quick. Everyone should have their notebook ready to go. I do want to talk about tomorrow really quickly, though. In case you have forgotten, I am not going to be here tomorrow. This will be the only day I miss because it's stressful. But I'm going to live my best life in Harry Potter world. Have some butterbeer, so I won't miss you too much. It's fun. So tomorrow I am not going to be here because I'm going to live my best life with my best friend who's flying down right now. You guys, tomorrow, in case you haven't noticed, your instructions are already on your board. So this is as transparent as they possibly get. There's no gotcha, there is no surprise. This is how it's going to go. Tomorrow you're going to come in, you're going to grab your color pencils and crayons, which are already here, because that's how well planned I am. And you are going to sit down and work on your map. Now, your map is already over here. This is Big Ben, in case you didn't know. Here are your 3 maps you'll be working on. Your 3 maps are worth 15 points for next week. You're going to take a photo of it, go back to your desk, and work on it. You can take a photo today before you leave, or you can take a photo in the morning. I don't care. Your responsibility is to complete your map tomorrow. In class. If you get it done really quickly, which I hope you do, then I would get your textbook out and start working on your focus and on your pieces. Ladies and gentlemen, you have 50 minutes in this class tomorrow to put on your headphones and get work done. As you can see, it says put your headphones, get to work. The goal is that you are not distracted by my substitute and that you are just getting work done. That's the goal. Now, tomorrow you have 50 minutes in class to get all this stuff done as much as you possibly can. Now, on Tuesday, I am of no one of importance. No one gives a crap about what I think, or no one tells me any inside information. So don't leave here and be like, Miss Bennett knows. Miss Bennett does not know anything and has no influence on the county. However, looking at the schedule and the target of the hurricane, I would say we're in pretty high chances of not having school on Tuesday. It should not make you happy, Jack. Okay? I would say we're probably not going to have school on Tuesday because the storm's not going to hit us till like 2 or 3 on Monday, and I just think with the roads and all that stuff, it's going to be a problem because by the time it hits us, it's going to be probably a week 2 or 1 because it could hit a 4 when it hits on the East Coast. So I would say we don't have school on Tuesday. With that being said, I am of no authority. Do not leave this class and be like, oh my God, we don't have school on Tuesday because Bennett knows. Bennett doesn't know anything. No one cares what I think, but I'm letting you know since I'm not going to see you tomorrow, I want to have a plan in place. Is everyone clear on that? So I want to see you on Tuesday because my schedule, we're finally on track, and I would like to stay on track because that matters to me. My sanity matters to me, and staying on track helps me do that. So what is going to happen on Tuesday? On Monday, you'll find out if we have school or not. On Monday, if you find out we don't have school, as soon as I know, I'm going to post on my Edsby, on my Insta, Miss Bennett Plant, or on plantlectures.com/sbennett. I will post when I'm going to be posting a lecture. I will be posting a lecture from home on Tuesday. And the expectation is that you are watching it. Okay? Now, this lecture, I'm just going to tell you, my best friend's supposed to leave on Monday. Guess what she's probably absolutely not doing on Monday? Yeah, she's not leaving. Her flight's supposed to leave at 12:30 on Monday. The storm's supposed to be hitting Tampa at 2. I don't think she's leaving on Monday, but she's still coming down because she doesn't want to go to work on Tuesday. Anyway, so on Tuesday, when I'm recording a lecture, I'm going to warn you already, you're going to hear my best friend and my husband boo me in the background. Like, I'm going to start talking, and you're just going to hear boo in the background because they're jerks. You're also going to hear my cats and have a dog. So you're going to hear them scampering around and me saying, damn it, Donut. And because the cats are named Duncan and Donut. Just so you know. So I'm just warning you about it. But I am teaching a lecture, and I will post it on Edsby. I won't post it on Edsby, but I'll post it on my website, of course, but I will let you know what's happening. As soon as first thing Tuesday morning, I'll be posting, or Monday. As soon as we get word, I'll post and let you know when to expect the lecture. Is that clear? I'm not expecting you to be watching it the moment it hits, but you need to watch it before I see you. I do not think we're going to have 2 days off, people. However, if we do, my schedule is screwed. If we do, we will discuss. Now, the goal is, even if we have school off on Tuesday, I would like to test on Wednesday nonetheless. Now listen. First of all, the fact that I'm planning on teaching a lecture and you're going to watch it online, you probably think I'm a crazy person. Are you? Charlie's like, yes, you are a crazy person. And you're completely accurate. I am a crazy person. Okay? The idea that I want to test you on Wednesday, even though we had a hurricane day on Tuesday, you're probably like, this woman has lost her damn mind. Yes, I have. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to understand we have to stay on schedule. And if you're going to test with only 1 day of instruction, do you think you're going to get the benefit of the doubt? Do you think there's going to be one hell of a curve? Do you think you're all going to do incredibly well whether you deserve to or not? Hello? Yes. Okay, so if we test on Wednesday, there's going to be a hell of a curve on it. And I don't really curve that often, and there'll be a curve on it. Is everyone clear on that? So it's about getting through the content at this point, not about mastering it, because this content's not even on the exam yet. Now, starting to, like the Han that I'm starting today, will be referenced on your exam. It's not on your exam, but it'll be referenced. Because the Han starts the Silk Road, and you need to know about the Silk Road. Okay, so we are gonna, now if we don't have school Wednesday, my world's on fire. And I'll be posting on Edsby, on Insta, and on planlectures.com/SBennett what the plan is. Because I'm not going to have you test on, I don't know, everything's on fire if that happens. So let's avoid that, can we? Can you not pray for a hurricane day? Can you not pray to whatever God you worship and say, can we please have a Tuesday off? Because it would really ruin our schedule. Madison, help a girl out. Because keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, your exam is May 14th. Whether we have 16 hurricane days, 1 hurricane day, 0 hurricane days, your exam's on May 16th. And if you want a month of review, we can't have too many distractions. Look at how much content we've already learned this year, correct? Don't you feel like you've learned a lot? You should. You have learned a lot. It's been very impressive watching you guys move as fast as we have. You have learned a lot. Imagine how much more you got coming, because you haven't even hit content yet. Right? So don't you think you need that month of review? So stop doing your rain dances. Stop praying to whatever gods you have, people. Okay? It was just a category 2. Now it's a 3. Flirting to be with a 4. Prayers, stop it. We need to be in school. Is everyone clear? Like, AP World is coming. We don't have time for hurricane days. And this is like early. If it's starting this early, then what's going to happen later? Oh, no. What?
Oh, never mind.
No, what?
I was going to ask if we're still required to watch the video if power goes out.
Yes, you have a cell phone. You have a cell phone. Have your parents bring a candle and you can sit there like super old school, take your notes and stuff like that. So the best thing we can keep doing is keep moving forward. This content is not on your exam, but you need to know it. The closer we get to content, the more you have to retain. Like, you need to know the Han create silk. You need to know that the Han opened the Silk Road with the Romans. You need to know all of these things. I'm covering that this week. You know what I mean? Like, these are things you have to know. Now, is it going to be absolutely explicitly on the exam? No, but there's a heavy influence of this stuff. We got to keep moving. If we do take a test on Wednesday, like I'd like to, it's going to be super curved. It's only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. Does everyone hear that? I push you and I make you work, but I'm not here to sabotage you, and I hope that you do see that. I hope that you see that I'm also working really hard up here, because it's not easy to teach Rome in 23 minutes. Did you see that? I taught you Rome in 23 minutes. That's insane. That's not normal, and that's really hard to do. So we're a team. We work together. If I'm working, you're working, and on Tuesday you will be working. And if you hear boos, it's just my husband and my best friend harassing me from the couch. So, idiots. I can hear it now. Questions, concerns. So tomorrow you're doing a map. You're going to come in. You're going to grab color pencils and crayons. They're already there. The maps are already over there underneath Big Ben. Take a photo of it. Go back to your desk. Put your headphones on. Get to work. If you finish your map quickly, which you should, right? It's a damn map. Finish it quickly. Begin working on your focus and your pieces, because you're going to have to be in class for 15 minutes anyway. You might as well use your time as effectively as possible. Because that way you can really live your best life on your 4-day, 5-day weekend that you have coming up. Hopefully not 5 days, because I'll be so pissed. I will be so pissed. So pissed. Okay. Everyone good? So check my Edsby or my Instagram or plantlectures.com/SBennett. That's where all the information will be posted. As soon as I know how many days we have off, or if we have any, hopefully we're back together on Tuesday. But I doubt it. You will know exactly when everything is due, and I'll lay out everything for you. Is everyone clear? Perfect. All right, let's do it. On the top of your notes, you should have week 4. Actually, I do want to start something that we should have started before. May I borrow your notebook? Okay, on the back of your notebook, most of you have just like cardboard on the back. Okay, what I would do is I would write the Chinese dynasties, because you need to know all 17 of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the back writing your Chinese dynasties. And look, I've started it for you. So on your back of your notebook or somewhere, maybe in the front, wherever you got, that will be nice and you won't get lost, will be the Chinese dynasties. It goes Xia, Shang, Zhao. Now, after the Zhao, we have a thing called the Warring States, which is why I have a line called Warring States. That's why that exists. You need to know that belongs there. Who can tell me what is the Warring States? Mary Ellen.
It's a time when they don't have any, like, ruler.
Yeah, it's a time of about 200 years of chaos. Not a great time to be living. And then after the Warring States, we have the Qin. And then we have the Han. Those are what I'm teaching you today. So it goes Xia, Shang, Zhao. Then we have the Warring States. Then we have the Qin and the Han. So that's all. All right, open back up to 4. Let's go. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start in China. And we're going to start with Confucianism. Okay, so Confucianism. You need to know that it is a belief system, not a religion. Confucianism is a belief system, not a religion. Who can tell me what is a religion? Let's start with the easy one. What's a religion, Andrew?
A worshipping of a deity.
Deity or a god. Perfect. So, what is a belief system? What is a belief system? Zeta?
Philosophies.
Yeah. So what is the biggest difference? You can raise your hand and tell me what's the biggest difference between a belief system and a religion. What do you got, Carly? There is no God. There you go. Confucianism has no God. So it is a belief system, not a religion. Okay? So you need to know its founder is a guy named Confucius. Right here. Confucius. So Confucius goes on a walk for like 20 years. Okay? He just wanders around, sits under trees, just wanders around China during the, wanders around, and then goes home. When he gets home, he starts writing a book in his parents' basement. Okay? He writes a book, you need to know it's called the Analects, written by Confucius. Okay? And I'll tell you a little bit more. You don't have to write this next part down. So, he goes home and he writes a book in his parents' basement. This is in my head, it's like in his parents' basement, because like, he never gets married, doesn't have any kids. He just kind of like a 6-year, like 4-year-old dude who just lives at home, you know, and then dies, and no one cares about him. Like, no one gives a crap about him. And then, about 10 years after his death, someone picks up his book, and he's like, huh, this is pretty good. And then all of a sudden, we have a guy named Confucius comes out of it. So Confucius' life is pretty anticlimactic. Walks around for 20 years, writes a book called Analects. Okay? Now, a couple things you do need to know. Confucius is Confucius. Confucius is Confucius. That's who we refer to when we say Confucius. It is Confucius. Now, you need to know that Confucianism, you're going to put a big, you need to put a big star. Confucianism supports government control. Confucius or Confucius was super pro-government. Okay, he thought government was great because he remembered a time when the Warring States were happening, and then he lived through the Qin. Okay, he's living during the Qin. You need to know that. Q-I-N. He lives during the Qin. He's wandering around during the Qin dynasty. Okay, so but he's wandering around and he thinks the government's absolutely amazing. And he believes that the government is great and he supports the government. Okay? Now, if you're a government, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Good thing. So this guy thinks government's absolutely amazing. So guess what's going to happen? Government is going to implement Confucianism to support the government because it's a positive thing, and that's what we're going to see. Then we have Taoism. So skip a space and center it. Taoism is founded by a guy named Lao. Right here, Lao. Housing. Okay, you need to know that he rejects Confucianism. He hates it. Taoism is in negative or criticism of Confucianism. Now, Taoists believe, and you need to put a star next to this is important, Taoists believe in the balance of nature, in the harmony of nature, the balance and the harmony of nature. Okay. Taoists are all about the symbol of Taoism is the yin and yang, by the way. Taoism is a yin and yang symbol. You should be familiar with that. They're all about the balance of nature. Okay. Now, during China at this time, we have two opposite thoughts. Confucianism is about the government controlling everything, and Taoism is about nature controlling everything. People are going to practice both. People of China practice both Taoism and Confucianism. Publicly, they practice, like out and about, they practice Confucianism. Privately, they practice Taoism. What are some Asian things that you have seen Asian culture do that would support Taoism, that nature? Have you ever seen those sand sculptures where they do the rake and they rake it into really beautiful designs of sand? That's a Taoist tradition. Bonsai trees, the little trees that are 600 years old or some crazy thing. Those are actually Taoist too. It's a Taoist practice. So it's a pretty big deal. Alright. So those are your two major thoughts that are happening. Both of those are beliefs, not religions. Okay. Qin is going to be your next heading. Skip a space. Qin. Okay. The Qin, unified China, post-warring states. You need to know that before we can get going here. The Qin, unified China after the warring states. Now, Mary Ellen told us what the warring states are is when there is no government and there's chaos. So, if you think you're the first government to unify when there's been chaos for about 200 years, are you strong military or weak militarily?
Strong.
Strong. So you need to know the Qin are very strong military. Okay, so they're going to come in and they're going to unify China post-warring states with a very strong military. They're also going to implement something called legalism, which is a huge deal for the Qin. They're going to implement something called legalism. Now, legalism is very harsh. You need to write that down. Legalism is very harsh, and it believes the government has all authority. Legalism is very harsh, and the government has all authority. Ladies and gentlemen, legalism is if you say anything negative about the government just kills you. You step out of bounds and be like, ah, man, this is kind of illegal. Not you, but you've seen your parents do something illegal before, correct? They've maybe driven a little too fast. That's illegal. They may not have stopped at a complete stop at a stop sign. That's also illegal. Under legalism, you would just be executed. Why are they so mean? Why are the Qin so mean with their legalist practices? Think about it logically, it makes sense. Why are they so mean, Tessa?
They just got over a period of chaos, so they're trying to keep things in order.
Yes, thank you. Very well said. Guys, they just overcame the warring states and there's complete chaos. So, they have to be harsh in order to get control. Have you ever had a long-term sub in one of your classes before? Hello? Yeah? Isn't it chaos?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful if you ever have a long-term sub. I get it. Okay? It's absolutely chaos. And then have you ever gotten a real teacher after a long-term sub? And that teacher comes in and is like, hey guys, I'm ready to start teaching. We're going to get going. And what happens to that teacher? They get eaten alive. Because you people who've had a long-term sub, you people are heartless. You are so mean. And you're all smiling because you know how rude you are to long-term subs. And you have a real teacher show up and you people just turn on them. And you're just like, we're not going to listen to you. And then you just go off and do crazy wild things. Okay? But if you have a teacher who comes in after a long-term sub and is like, hello, we are working today. And this is what we're doing. And they are like hardcore. Are you going to talk as much shit? No, you are not. Okay? That's what the Chin are doing. They're coming in and they are laying down the law and are being super strict because of it. Okay? Because of so much chaos. So it makes sense why they're doing this, so keep that in mind. You need to know that legalism believes the government controls agriculture and the military entirely. They believe that the military and agriculture is in completely their control. Okay. And they also fear intellectuals. They hate intellectuals. Why do you think they hate intellectuals? You're the Chin who are doing super harsh, they're being really, really stringent on laws. Why would they hate intellectuals, Dan? Yes, they don't want to be challenged by their authority. Do dumb people challenge authority? No, they don't. Dumb people do exactly what they're told, right? The government tells them to do something, the dumb people are like, oh, okay. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to execute all the intellectuals. They execute them. In one day, they killed 460 because they buried them alive. 460 of the smartest people in China, they bury. Like, could you imagine? First of all, you got to dig the hole big enough. And then you have to put all these people in there. And then you got to close it. Like, that's a lot of effort. Like, killing people, like slitting throats, is way faster. Would you agree? So think of all the planning they had to do in order to, like, bury these people. You don't think like that? Oh, I think like that. They really wanted to kill them. They also burn all the books in China. So, they have a fear of academics. I think we can all agree. What do you got, Daniel?
Was it one big hole?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's gotta be, right?
Well, they couldn't have all been in the same place, like the same city.
I don't know. Maybe they just like dug one deep hole and they just like piled them
Did
in.
they tie them up and throw them in, or they just like?
I don't know. Maybe they're just like, oh my god, there's some really cool academics in here,
how could
and
they-
they wandered in. I'm not really sure, but they killed them all.
How could they put enough dirt back in as the people were
I don't know. It's just so fascinating because like someone had to dig the hole. Do you think the guy who digged the hole was like, oh my god, this is gonna be a great cavern. We're gonna have like so many cool things in here. This is gonna be awesome. And then the guy finds out, they're like, holy shit, you just buried all these people in there. I dug that big hole for nothing. Anyway, moving forward.
How many people
Yeah.
died before the dirt was placed? So you gotta think
I
about
don't
that.
know. Imagine, oh man.
Just imagine if
We
you
gotta
did
move
all
on.
this in a big hole.
But I just wanted you to know that they really hate intellectuals. And the reason why they hate intellectuals is because they didn't want to be challenged. And that's important. Now, if you burn all the books and kill all the smart people in government in the country, how is that doing for you culturally? Are you moving yourself forward or are you falling significantly behind? Significantly behind. So keep that in mind. Now, you do need to know that the first emperor of the Qin is Qin Shuangdi. He's right here, Qin Shuangdi. And in AP Art, you're also going to learn about Qin Shuangdi because Qin Shuangdi he's very passionate about holes. He built another big hole. Does anyone know what he put in that big hole? Kind of. They're not real people, but they are. Yeah! Qin Shuangdi, and you do need to know this, builds a massive terracotta army to protect them in death. One of my girls last year, or 2 years ago, I can't remember, when her parents went to China, and they bought this for me. And it's a little terracotta soldier made out of the same clay that they made the originals one in, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so Qin Shuangdi, you're going to learn about his burial chamber, which is filled with like 8,000, 9,000, 6-foot terracotta soldiers. 6 foot. Each of them all have unique hairstyles, unique faces, and correct armor for their position. Yeah. Passionate about holes. People. That's exactly what he was. Okay. So, you need to know he was the first major emperor. You need to know that he is going to start the Great Wall of China. The Qin are the first to build. To start building the Great Wall of China. After the Qin, every dynasty works on it until the... Who finishes it? Ming! Very nice. So, the Qin are going to be the ones to start the Great Wall of China. So, I think we can all agree, living under the chin, does it sound like a great time or a horrible time? Horrible time. So, what's going to start happening is we are going to see, oh, actually, we're not ready to talk about that. So, you need to know that scholars are gone, massive cultural loss. You need to know that the chin do accomplish a couple things. They're going to standardize laws, currency, weights and measures, and written languages. So, they do accomplish a lot, the chin. They're just not very nice about it. So, the chin are going to standardize laws, currency, weights and measures, and writing systems. They also build a bunch of roads and bridges and infrastructure and stuff like that. Okay, so they are accomplishing a lot. Why are they accomplishing a lot? Because everyone's terrified of them. Would you agree? They're like, oh my god, if I even say, like, oh man, this currency is ugly. Murdered. I'm like, ah man, this is so hard. Zeta.
How did they standardize script if they didn't allow for any?
Because, like, they understand you need to have, like, a writing system.
Okay.
Alright, so you do need to be aware of the terracotta soldiers. I already talked to you about it. I just showed you my little guy. Just be aware of it. That's what they look like. They're like 6 feet tall. They're pretty cool. They're really cool. You can't see the originals anymore. Just because all of our oxygen and our breathing is is destroying them, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so you need to know that the Han are overthrown by civil disobedience. The Chin are overthrown by civil disobedience. What does civil disobedience mean? Oh, that cricket. He was over there earlier. There's no reason to kill him. He's fine. It's just a cricket. What does civil disobedience mean? I already talked to Zeta. I already talked to Andrew. What does civil disobedience mean? Carly. The people start rebelling. And Carly, why do you think the people started rebelling? Yeah, because they're super, super harsh. Okay? Now, it makes sense why the Chin were harsh to start with. Can we agree? They came out of the War and Peace. They needed to unify. They needed to be really hard in order to get it. But then they never alleviated the harshness. They never kind of gave the people the benefit of the doubt. They never kind of gave in. They kept layering the harshness and layering like the murdering. Okay? So, the people are going to overthrow, and then we're going to have the Han. So, skip a space. Okay? So, the Han. Now, you need to know, okay, that the Han is going to start with a guy named Han Wudi. He's the founder of the Han. He is going to increase taxes. So Han Wudi is the founder. You need to know that he's going to increase taxes in order to build more public works. Now, next to the Han, I would write the Romans of China. Okay, that's how important they are. They are considered the Romans of China because they are the ones who are going to be the bedrock foundation of culture. Just like how for the West, Rome is the center of everything. Yes? Hello? Our writing styles, our literature we refer to, the fact that you guys have all read or know parts of the Iliad and the Odyssey, a book written 1,500 years ago, we're still talking about and still in reference in our pop culture today. That's how much of a foundation they are. That's how much of a foundation the Han are in China. Okay? So, you need to know. Okay, you need to know that Han Wudi also builds the first university in the world. Not the first school, but it is the first university. And it is based on Confucianism. Oh my God! Why would the Han support Confucianism and make it the state belief system, Callie?
So the government has
Yes, because Confucianism is all about how the government is great and how you should support the government. So the Han take this and like, hell yeah, we're going to use this to make us more powerful. So they implement Confucianism to make themselves more powerful, and that's the state belief system. So here in the United States, we follow the Western or the Roman, okay? Our type of school system is known as liberal arts. Have you heard that expression before? Where you learn math, science, and literature. Okay? Well, in Asia, they have Confucian. is the backbone of their educational system, where they study Confucianism as the core foundation of all of their divisions of aspects. So if you go to a Confucian school, they're not going to be studying the same type of things we do. They're not going to read the Iliad and the Odyssey. They're going to be learning about Confucius and study all different aspects of the analytics as the jumping off point. Okay? So now, you need to know that the university was used to educate bureaucrats, not just random people. It was used to educate bureaucrats. You can raise your hand and tell me who a bureaucrat is. Come on, people. What is it, Kelly? Government workers. Why do we want to educate government workers? Come on now. Avery, why would we want to educate government workers?
So they know how, like, run the government.
Yeah, so they're not idiots, right, Avery? Do we want idiots in our government? Hello? No, we don't. We don't want them making our laws. We don't want them enforcing their laws. We don't want them spending our money. We don't want them wasting our money. We want smart individuals in our government, and that's why he creates the university, to educate our bureaucrats, to make sure that they are effective. Cool. You do need to know the Han are going to conquer Vietnam and Korea. So they are expanding their borders. However, they're under continuous attack from the X-Men. That's who they are. There's no way I'm going to say that. There's just no way. So I call them the X-Men. Okay, the X-Men are the invaders to the north. So, they're going to conquer a bunch of territory. Crap. I see that. You've got shelves behind you. Okay? So, you need to know that the X-Men are going to be constantly attacking the Han. If they're constantly attacking, what do the Han have to send? Hello? If we're getting invaded, imagine if Canada tried to invade us all the damn time. What a weird world that would be, right? The Canadians trying to get in. That's weird. Okay, because right now we have a bunch of Americans trying to go north to get like Medicare and stuff like that. Yeah? So now it's reversed. Yeah. Okay. Moving forward. Imagine if we had Canadians trying to get in all the time, what would we send to the border? Soldiers. So what did the Han have to send all the damn time? Soldiers. Now that's going to cause some problems, because what's going to happen is that taxes are going to rise really quickly to cover military expenses. Is that going to help people or hurt people? Hurt people. You need to know that because of the X-Men, the Han are going to spend lots of money on their military trying to defend, and it's going to increase taxes and cause a huge wealth gap. You need to know that. It causes a huge wealth gap. Let me try that again. Who can tell me, when we have a huge wealth gap, what is always the outcome historically? What is a wealth gap? Let's start at the basics. What's a wealth gap? Vishnavi, what's a wealth gap? It's economic. Okay, so some people have all the money and most people have very little money. There's a huge gap between the wealthy and the poor. What always happens when there's a huge gap? What do you got, Miranda?
A recession.
No. Not a bad guess.
Rich state, rich.
Well, yeah, but that creates a wealth gap. Andrew?
As an overthrow.
Yeah, there's always a rebellion. Ladies and gentlemen, when do you think the largest wealth gap existed in France? French Revolution. When do you think the largest wealth gap in American history existed? The American Revolution. Yes, our founding fathers were the wealthiest people on this continent. Do you think they really rebelled because they really believed in freedom, or they were tired of paying taxes and wanted to make their own money and collect taxes for themselves? Sorry to ruin your pristine image of our founding fathers, but they were wealthy landowners who became even wealthier after the American Revolution. So they were doing it because of too much of a wealth gap and they didn't want to pay. So, what's going to happen to our Han? Because if they have a huge wealth gap, what's going to happen, Vishnavi? They're going to have to decline because the people are going to overthrow. Okay, so we'll get there. Now, a couple things you do need to know about the Han before we overthrow them and we get to meet my favorite person who's coming up. Are you excited for me? My favorite person is coming up, Madison. Okay, you need to know that China is patriarchal society. If you have to write that down, then I have failed you because that should be of no surprise. Okay, you do need to know, and I would write this down, that iron becomes a massive tool of the Han. and they will use it to plant more food, which means we have larger food production, and increase their weapons. So iron becomes a massive tool, and it benefits the Han greatly. Okay, you also need to know, you need to put a big star, ladies and gentlemen. The Han invent silk. The Han invent silk. Ladies and gentlemen, what was the most expensive item in the world for a very long time? Silk. Who invented it? Han. You also need to know they invent paper, crossbow, horse collar, ship rudder. So, are they idiots or are they very bright? They're very bright and very effective. So, you need to know that the Han creates silk, paper, crossbow, horse collar, and ship rudders. We'll get into the ship rudders in a little bit. Okay. Now, we have a massive wealth gap, and that is a very big problem. This is my favorite person we will study all year. His name is Wang Meng. Say it with me, Wang Meng. Yeah, say it without a smile on your face, okay? Wang Meng. You can't, it just makes you happy. So, here we go. Wang Meng! Okay, Wang Meng is going to see this problem with wealth, and he is going to do land redistribution. What does it mean to do land redistribution? What does that mean? What do you think? Daniel.
It's like giving more land to people, like poor people or different people that you have.
There you go. So who has all the land, Daniel? Rich people. So they take money, they take land from the rich people and give it to the poor people. That's called land redistribution. It happens all throughout history. So Wang Meng is going to try to take land from the wealthy people and give it to the poor people. How do you think the wealthy people feel about it? Sad, or do you think they're raging? Raging. So how do you think the poor people feel about it? Yes! They're so happy. So the problem is, and you need to know this, it is poorly executed by the government. Wang Meng does a shit job doing it. Okay? It's chaos. So, they take land away from the rich, so who is up in arms and is ready to revolt? And then, because of ineffectiveness, they don't give the land effectively to the poor people, so who's standing around waiting for the land? And what are they about to do? Rebel, because they're like, I get land, where's my land? And they're pissed. So the wealthy are pissed, the poor are pissed. I don't think this will surprise you, but your boy Wang Meng gets assassinated. Who killed him? Who knows? Because frankly, everyone wanted him to die. Do you think the government leaders liked him? No. Do you think the wealthy people liked him? No. Do you think the poor people liked him? No. So maybe they all killed him. Who knows? What do you got?
What was his position in the
He's the emperor. Yeah, he's the emperor. So he tries to redistribute the land, and it's an epic failure because of lack of government control. Okay? So the final nail in the coffin for the Han is called the Yellow Turban Uprising. Okay? Yellow Turban Uprising is the final nail in the coffin. So Wang Meng is obviously a straight up decline. Okay? We have problems going on in the Han. Wang Meng is obviously not helping things, but it is the Yellow Turban conflict. It is when the people openly rebel against the government and the Han collapse. Okay? The Han collapse. Alright. Here we go. Let's skip space and let's do India. Might as well start if we're together. Here we go. So you have two. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow, you're working on your maps, which happen to be right here if you want to take a picture today, or tomorrow, don't care. Here are your colored pencils and crayons. Get work done. If we don't have school on Tuesday, you better be checking EdSpeak, my Instagram, or plan lectures. Goodbye.
Even if there's power outage?
Have fun.
Yes. Bye, my darling.